roles. They began to receive full educations even in college. They had jobs outside of the home, and overall, the stereotype was largely broken. Throughout the 20s, there was an increasing demand for social equality, which led to a movement called the New Negro. There was a new respect for African Americans since they had recently fought in World War I. Many were angry at the segregation still in the United States, and the New Negroes wanted to get rid of it. African Americans were now revered by the upper class, and new music like jazz and other art forms were in high demand, which gave African Americans a new place in society. This was called the Harlem Renaissance. The upper class began to decline in religious morals and increase in materialistic ones. The new upper class of the 20s was seen as greedy, selfish, and materialistic. People were driven by wealth, hence the theme of The Great Gatsby by F. Scott Fitzgerald. The upper class was divided into two: the old money and new money. The people who were considered old money treasured elegance, class, and grace. These people typically inherited their money through wealthy ancestors in the form of land or assets. There was little freedom for these people to spend their money how they would like. The new money people were seen as vulgar and risque, as partly seen through their resistance to prohibition. The upper class often was exempt from alcohol reform and were able to bribe others to turn a blind eye to parties among the upper class, which included alcohol. Even though the 20s were portrayed as somewhat of a golden age, there were many problems below the surface in the lower class. The gap between classes grew as wealthy and middle classes could afford more and lower classes could afford less. Poverty and more inequality was still prevalent in society. Employment rates declined along with education, healthcare, and job wages. Immigrant children and the disabled did not have protection in this new society and therefore fell to the bottom of the social pyramid.
The role of women changed dramatically in the 1920s because of the work